Okay, good. Hello students again, it's Regina and Lee.
G'day.
We're going to talk in this video about your assessments. So as said in the last assessment, there are actually 3 assessments, and the first one is the group notes. You'll all be assigned to a group. You'll find that information today on LMS, and they said you'll be within your region. So if you're in Bundoora, you'll be in a group with Bundoora, and of course the same with Bendigo. So for that project, Lee's going to talk you through that in a minute, but I just wanted to make it clear that you only do one of the topics. So there's 10 topics within this subject. So there's stuttering, otitis media, deafness, etc. So you'll just be picking one of those topics for which you'll do your group notes, and I said Lee will explain that. Similarly, in terms of the report, the individual report, you'll be doing 750 words. That will be, you can do that on any of the 10 topics. For the group project, sorry, I should have said that you'll be assigned one of the topics. But for your individual, the report, you can pick any of those 10 topics, whatever you like. And we'd actually like you can start doing that now, this week. For the group project though, every session for this, sorry, I keep saying session, topic, subject, they're all the same. Every topic in this subject will be uploaded next week. So all the readings, all the presentations, all the other clips, everything will be there. So you can all have equal amount of time to do your group project. In terms of the assessment though, they're actually on page 4 of your learning guide, which you'll find up on LMS today. And the actual topics that you can start writing about as well start on page 7 of your subject learning guide. So I think I'll now get Lee to talk you through the group project. Then I'll talk a little bit about the exam at the end.
Okay. Well, let's look at the subject guide as it stands today. Should all now be seeing a document called the Subject Learning Guide, or is it actually called that? Well, you got the subject, yeah, there you go, Subject Learning Guide. What page did you say the assessments were on?
Page 4.
Page 4. So we'll scroll down to page 4, 2, 3, 4. So as Regina said, there are 3 assignments: group notes, report, and exam. So looking at the group notes, here's what it says. Work in small groups, as you are assigned on Moodle, to produce one set of multimedia notes from your group's assigned topic. Your group's work should include an accurate text summary of what was presented and discussed in your assigned topic, hyperlink references to useful and reliable information from the keywords used in the presentation. So that's supporting references and things like that.
So any other hyperlinks? What else would you put in?
Well, you know, you could link to a very good video, you could link to a very good paper that happens to support what the presentation said, or you could simply link to the types of things that were mentioned in the presentation. You know? And then likewise, images, diagrams, and videos, number 3 there, images, diagrams, and videos. I think you're looking for sort of further illustrations to support the notes. Yeah,
so you could have things such as references to what's the prevalence and incidence of, say, stuttering in Australia or in any country.
Right, so when we're talking about point 3 there, images and diagrams, that might be a chart or a pie chart that represents a percentage of the population or something like that. You know, you don't have to produce that. It's only if it exists and you can get permissions to use it, chuck it in there. Point 4, documentation of the completed short tasks assigned to you in the presentation.
And I'll just explain that. So for each topic, there will be a number of tasks to do for that. So whoever has that topic to do the group notes in, so there'll be two groups will each do one topic, because there's approximately 120 students. We've got 20
almost 20 groups.
Almost 20 groups and 10 topics. So 2 of you will do the same one.
And there's like short tasks.
Yes, that you'll be asked to do. So it's your job as almost, what's another word we could say for those doing the group notes? It's almost like you're in charge of that topic, really. Okay. That's your topic, and you must complete all the tasks assigned for that group notes assignment.
Okay. Righto. Well, I mean, as well as these kind of criteria we're going through here. So the 5th one here, the 5 short answer questions to test the reader. So am I right here? You're saying that the group who are making the notes, when they finish the notes, they
Yep.
have to invent 5
5
short
questions.
answer questions.
Yep.
So these are sort of yes or no, A, B, C, or D, true or false type answer questions.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, and I think the intent of these is that some of those questions will be used in the exam.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so you are setting the questions for your own exam.
Potentially. Potentially.
You, the student, that is.
Yeah. But also, I should mention under each topic, there is 5 guiding questions that AMRA has already developed for the audiology, hearing subject topics, and I've developed for the speech-related disorders.
Gotcha.
So certainly as a student, I would be answering those each week.
Yep.
And you could certainly post those to the forum if you had questions about those, or you're happy to put up your answers and see what other people say about those. I think that would be a really good learning task as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But you'd be mad not to have gone through all of those by the end of before the exam.
So obviously, though, in this particular assignment, there are 2 significant challenges I would predict for the students doing this. One is working effectively in groups in what is essentially an online subject. So you either need to find, you have assigned groups that are physically in Bendigo, physically in Bundoora. So there is still the chance for you to physically meet as a group.
That's right.
Although it's not necessary. Lots of work happens online as groups, but you pick your path. So there's the first challenge: how to work effectively in a group within a given time frame, 10 to 11 weeks. Not even actually. This is due on the Friday, the 10th of October.
Yeah.
So that's not the end of the semester. That's somewhere through.
It's 2 weeks before.
2 weeks before.
The reason we've done that is to ensure that if all of your group notes are up there at least 2 weeks before the exam, so everyone can get to look at all of the projects and make sure they've got all of the knowledge. Right. So that's why it's done in that way.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Back to the learning guide. The other challenge is, those 5 instructions there are fairly general in their specificity. What you've basically got to do is produce a little website, a little web page, not a site, a little web page, because what the task is you are to, as a group, create notes from the presentation with hyperlinks and imagery, and then make those notes available to everybody else in the subject via a URL. So the easiest way to do that, and if you haven't done it before, you might think it's harder than it actually is, but the easiest way to do it is simply to create a web page. So here's some suggested tools. Google Docs. Hopefully someone in your group has used Google Docs before. It's been around for years. It's a fantastic tool. What they may not be aware of is in Google Docs there's a setting where you can publish to the web. And what that essentially does is turn the doc, which is a Word document, into a web page.
Right.
And it will automatically give you the link that you have to email everyone. So the simplest, easiest way, I think, would be to use Google Docs. Everyone can synchronously or edit the document at the same time. So you could meet online theoretically. You could assign tasks. You find the images. You find the reference text. I'll do the transcription, or I'll write down the notes from the presentation. And you're all working at the same time. You could knock this over in an hour if you knew what you were doing. But Google Docs.
I didn't hear that.
So Wikiversity is another platform. It's a fair bit more difficult than Google Docs, but it's a platform that is very similar to Wikipedia. So if your group thought that developing skills, or someone in your group already had wiki editing skills, it has a lot of benefits that may not appear apparent in your first instance. So Google Docs, you can use it straight away. Wikiversity, it's difficult to use initially, but then it has these other features like print to book feature. It literally prints to a bound book, and then you can order it in the mail for as little as $6. That's one of many features. So you could consider that platform. Wikimedia Commons is one of several library repositories for media where the copyright is free for you to reuse this work. So you can go to Wikimedia Commons. It's a library that feeds Wikipedia and others. And everything you see on there has a copyright license that permits you to copy it. Now, a lot of people don't bother about adherence to copyright, but eventually you do have to. When you become a professional, eventually you do have to adhere to copyright law. And so this is an easy way. You go to a library where Copyright is not restrictive. You can copy these images so long as you reference where you got the images from. Now, if you're dealing with audio and video and stuff, if you're, for whatever reason, you might be producing such media, archive.org is a convenient place to post that sort of stuff to. There's many, many others. I'm sure you guys out there will have probably created a web page in school or somewhere before. And so you just got to dig back to your memory there, bring it forth, and have a crack at this. In the end, you're producing notes, hopefully multimedia notes from the presentation that Regina has prepared, and you're providing it to everyone else via a URL, a web address to that web page.
Yeah, once you've got it all done. So, Lee, people can be very creative with this. They can drag in other YouTube clips, they can drag in information and put it all on that web.
Regina, are you going to be asking anyone to run workshops to help people complete this assignment?
We won't have workshops per se, but what we will do is every week we will certainly give you a video update, talk to you about questions that have come up, perhaps.
We could run a demonstration. So, for example, if everyone said, I want to do Google Docs, there's no reason why we couldn't run a little demonstration in this same way.
So
if the need arises.
If the need arises. So yeah, if you need help, we can certainly give you help via this this medium. And as I said, every Thursday I'd intend that we put up an update via video, and we will deal with any questions that come up. But certainly
questions to the forum too. So each topic has its own forum.
Yes.
And you put or a general forum. So the subject has a general forum at the top.
That's right.
And then each topic has a forum, so the group could use that forum tool to communicate. Others who are interested in what that group's doing could communicate there, or questions and answers could go to the general forum. Are we going to talk about the other assignments here? There's not much time left. Should we just have a quick look at them?
Yes.
So the other assignments are, so remember page, whoops, I shared the wrong part of the screen.
Page 7.
Let me just get there again. So they started on page 5. 4 assessments. Page 7. No,
page 5.
5 report.
So this assessment is an individual one, and again, as said at the start, you can start this today, whenever you want. Because you can pick from any of the 10 topics that we've presented for you.
Just on those 10 topics, we forgot to show where they are. They're on page 6 of this, aren't they?
7.
Or 7?
Page 7.
7. There's the list of topics.
They go week by week.
Week by week.
Well, sorry, no, we're not topic by topic.
Okay, so page 7 they appeared on. Well, there's the list of topics. So back up to the assignment, the report.
On page 5,
okay.
Okay, so all you need to do here is find some sort of information. It can be an article, it could be a journal paper if you wanted, a research paper, a video, a website, even a blog. And what you need to do that is related to one of the, again, 10 topics in the human communication disorder covered in this subject. So what you need to do is determine the credibility and reliability of the information, and you report on its findings. Write as though you're writing a news article, and you might consider the techniques of writing a press release, links to other supports of information that aid your reporting. These might be refuting or supporting your report, or there may be forums where people are discussing finer details. There is a marking guide for this, which you'll find on LMS, and there is also, of course, the marking guide for the group project. They're done. So that is, I need to change the date on that.
What is it?
It's actually going to be the 19th of September.
19th of September.
And the reason we've done that is realising it's not good to load you up with 2 assignments due on the one day.
Absolutely.
And also for our markers in other regions as well. They've got more time to do in September, and really felt it would be overloading students. Okay. So that's on the schedule. That's correct.
Okay. What if you're in a group, so you know what your group is, you know what your group topic is. Why don't I just pick the same topic and do my individual report on the same topic?
You could if you wanted to.
Okay.
I guess one of the reasons for this subject, though, is
to get a broad understanding.
Of a range of communication disorders, and just on that very point, though, Lee, Most of you are speech or audiology students in your first year. Up until now, there has not been an actual subject for you in your own sort of discipline. So a lot of students have asked for more information about their own discipline because you actually don't start discipline-specific topics really until next year. So it was a way of introducing you to some really interesting communication disorders.
Right.
And the hope would be you'd be interested to have a look at all of those areas because they're very interesting. And there were areas that you will be studying within the next 3 years, and definitely you'll be finding them within your clinical placements and very likely working in those areas as well.
Okay.
But certainly you could do it on the same group project notes.
Well, I mean, it would only enhance the group project notes if everyone's done that topic already as an individual report, and then they bring their individual report to the group. But then you're limiting yourself to just that. So there would be benefit in obviously taking on other topics.
I think so. Particularly if you have a real interest in one particular communication disorder.
And it might not be the one that you've been given as a group.
Yeah.
Righto. So the last one is the exam.
Yes.
So this is an interesting one because the questions for this exam may likely come from the questions that the groups have designed from their group notes. Is that right?
That's correct. That, and also said under each topic there are 5 guiding questions.
Right, so they're already there.
They're already there, yep. But each group, and there'll be 2 groups per topic, will be producing
another set of questions.
Yes.
And then you will choose from all of those questions the best ones to run in the exam at the end of semester. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a 1.5 hour written exam.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, and what's unusual about it, while this subject is online, the exam actually will take place physically. So Bendigo students, you will be in Bendigo. Bandura students, you will be in Bandura.
In a room at a time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it will be in the final week of this subject.
So you don't yet know those rooms or the date?
Definitely know the date. It's the 24th of October, the final day of semester.
24th of October?
Yep.
So that's about, what is that? That's a few weeks after the group notes are due?
And that's why I've done that to make sure that all of you get the opportunity.
To study the group notes, okay.
Yeah, and I said that certainly is in the schedule as well.
Okay. Right at the top of the assessments. There you go. Okay.
11 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep, they need to be advised.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Regina, I've run out of time. I've got to run to the next video thing.
Well, thank you very much, Lee, and I think that gives students a good sense of what we're wanting them to achieve on this subject. We hope so.
And if not, you've got to use the forum.
Absolutely.
You post your questions to either in this case, you post your questions to the general forum, I think, and hopefully your peers will help answer those. And of course, if they're not answered, the subject coordinator at the end of the week will come through and clarify.
Absolutely. Yeah. So good luck with the subject. We hope you enjoy it, and
look forward to seeing what they do.
Yeah, we do. Thank you very much. Bye.